Now, from the Prodigy Bowlers Tour newsroom, with reports from across the universe, around the world, throughout the nation, and up your alley, this is Prodigy Striking News.
Hey friends, it's me, Coach Randy, with a final update on how the Prodigy kids fared at the 2022 Junior Gold Tournament in Grand Rapids. In our last update, I mentioned that we had 8 Prodigy kids make the advancers round in their respective divisions. In the U15 boys, Dylan Hubley, Gavin Murray, and Hunter Moffitt fought their way into the advancers round. Dylan Hubley and Gavin Murray kept it going and made it through to the final advancers round, while Hunter Moffitt didn't keep it going and finished 87th. But Dylan and Gavin both had their Junior Gold Great Adventures come to an end in the final advancers round. Dylan finished 29th and Gavin finished 40th. Remember, that's out of a field of 629 U15 boys who started the week. Then in the U18 boys, we had 3 Prodigy kids get to the advancers round there too. Ethan Klemenchik, Jacob Ballinger, and Bryant Griffith all emerged from qualifying to advance. Bryant Griffith got the closest to making the final advancers round, but came up 14 pins short and finished 68th. Jacob Ballinger just didn't have a good look in the advancers round and fell to 134th. And Ethan Klemenchik fell into a tie for 147th. All 3 Prodigy U18 boys had their Prodigy week end in the advancers round. Still, in a field of 1,208, to finish in the top 147 is something to be proud of. And finally, in the U18 girls, I'm thrilled to report that both of our Prodigy girls who made it to the advancers round, Annalise O'Brien and Erin Klemenchik, made it through advancers. Annalise came out of the advancers round in 7th place, while Erin made it through in 11th. Then in the final advancers round, the two of them held their ground, Annalise in 8th, Erin in 11th, to get into the Sweet 16 that is match play. Match play in Junior Gold is 2 games with total pins deciding it, and it's double elimination. If you lose twice, you're out. In just her second match, Annalise took a 28-pin lead after Game 1 over her opponent, the top seed Jillian Martin. But in the second game, Annalise had uncharacteristic open frames as Jillian Martin was dropping a 5-bagger on her. Still, it came down to the final balls in the 10th frame, but Jillian won the match and sent Annalise to the elimination bracket. But from there, Annalise won out, securing the 3 seed for the TV finals. Meanwhile, Erin Klemenchik won all 4 of her matches, even defeating Jillian Martin in her final match of the bracket, and Erin secured the number 1 seed for the TV show. That TV show has just concluded as I record this video, and in the opening match, Annalise O'Brien got some revenge on Jillian Martin and ended her run at Junior Gold. That set up my wildest fantasy and all Prodigy finals for the title. It was Annalise O'Brien who would need to defeat Erin Klemenchik not once but twice, and Erin who would only need to win once to claim the title in this double elimination. The match started in dramatic fashion with Erin hitting her ankle with the ball and tossing her opening shot in the gutter. For a lesser player, that might have unsettled her enough that she'd be tentative on her next several shots. But that was not the case. Erin regrouped, made the spare when she had to shoot at the full rack, and then strung 4 strikes. Annalise was bowling well enough to win that opening game until one bad stretch where she left the 2-4-8-10 and then the 2-8-10 in the 7th and 8th frames, and it was all but over. Despite striking in the 9th, 10th, and 11th to give herself a mathematical chance, Annalise would come up short. Erin only needed good count in the 10th, and when she got 9 on her first ball in the 10th, Erin Klemenchik had become the U18 Girls Junior Gold Champion for 2022. So, the highest finish this week among the Prodigy kids was a first-place finish by Erin Klemenchik. Congratulations to her and to Annalise O'Brien, who now has 2 firsts, a 4th, and a 2nd in her last 4 junior gold events. Amazing. Before I wrap things up, I want to report one other thing. Earlier in the week, I was chatting in the comments section of one of our earlier Junior Gold update videos with a commenter who went by the screen name Skills Apex. He'd been feeding me updates about how Melvin Perry III had been doing at Junior Gold since the 2 of them crossed together during qualifying. Then this Skills Apex person reported on his own progress, and I quickly put 2 and 2 together and figured out through the scores that he posted that he was Isaiah Derflinger. So I flipped on the Bowl TV live stream and watched this young fellow secure the number 1 seed for the TV finals. And this morning, I tuned into the stream just as Ryan Campbell, who I had seen Isaiah defeat the day before to secure the top spot in the stepladder, well, Ryan was defeating his opponent to advance to get a rematch with Isaiah for the title. As I mentioned earlier, in Junior Gold, it's double elimination, so there's only 1 player in the stepladder finals who hasn't lost a match yet, and that's the number 1 seed. That means to lose the title, the top seed has to lose twice to his or her opponent. Well, Ryan took their first match, meaning Isaiah now had his back to the wall, and things didn't look good through much of the match, but a late ball change gave Isaiah the look he needed, and Ryan then hit a rough patch of his own with a couple of opens, and Isaiah Derflinger closed it out with a couple of clutch marks in the 9th and 10th to capture the U12 boys title. Isaiah hasn't appeared on Prodigy, but because he's a Prodigy fan, well, naturally I have to be happy for him, right? As he was being interviewed by Carolyn Doran Ballard, she acknowledged his big rooting section and invited them down from the bleachers to share in the moment. And there I saw Melvin Perry, little MP3, who had stayed to watch the stepladder finals and root his new buddy on to victory. And you know what? That's what makes youth bowling so very special. It's what makes it, in so many ways, even better than professional bowling. Because to see these kids, all of whom got beat by Isaiah, to rally around him and root him on to victory was really something special to see. So I want to congratulate all these kids, whether they won or lost this week, whether they finished well back in the pack or got so close they could taste it. They just experienced a week they'll never forget. Junior Gold is an awesome event. It might be my favorite sporting event of the year. Although I'll admit it's even better for me when there are some Prodigy kids in the mix right to the end. But just for what it means to the competitors, their families, their coaches, and their extended bowling families, Junior Gold is an event that touches so many lives, it's really hard to put it into words. And special thanks go out to the parents of all these Junior Gold contestants. I've long said that the parents are the unsung heroes of youth bowling. They port these kids all over the country to bowl in tournaments. They pay for their entry fees, for their equipment. They serve as caddies at these tournaments. They sit and watch for countless hours as their kids compete in tournaments and bowl in youth leagues. And except for when one of them gets singled out for coaching up their champion youth bowler, you never hear a word about them. So I want to thank all the youth bowling parents, because without them doing all those things I listed and more, there would be no youth bowling. So to the parents, I say, you rock. Finally, I'm always hearing people complain about the USBC raising their annual membership dues $1 or $2. But this, Junior Gold and other tournaments like it, that's why they do it. So they can keep putting on these world-class competitions for men, for women, for mixed fields, and yes, for the best damn youth bowlers in the country. It is worth every penny and more. So quit your bitching about USBC dues, pay up, and be glad you have an organization this committed to our great sport and its future. I thank you for watching these Junior Gold updates that I've posted, and I invite you to subscribe to this channel. We'll be back with, hopefully, twice monthly Prodigy Bowlers Tour Bowlcasts this fall as we celebrate junior bowling and elevate junior bowlers by covering the Kansas City Open. Remember, we're just a week away from the new bowling season, which officially starts on August 1st. That's when, for youth bowlers all over America, the chase for the 2023 Junior Gold title begins. This is Coach Randy saying, congratulations to all these Junior Gold kids, especially the ones in our extended Prodigy family and those who brought home the hardware. Till we meet again right here on YouTube, get your bowl on.